What's up, my comic comrades? Today we continue our journey through James Tynion's Batman run with issues 14 and 15 of the series, or more specifically parts 3 and 4 of the Fear State storyline, where Scarecrow is on the verge of controlling Gotham, and Simon Saint and his magistrate are looking to replace Batman as Gotham's protectors. If you're not caught up on this story arc, you could watch our episode right here covering parts 1 and 2 in issues 112 and 113. But now let's see where the Fear State storyline takes us. The issue opens up in Eden with Miracle Molly tinkering with something as she's listening to an anti-Oracle say, "Listen to me, Gotham City. Listen to your Oracle. Listen to how your city is falling apart. The Scarecrow's toxins are getting stronger now. Stronger every day. You can't trust anybody anymore. The people around you, your neighbors, your loved ones. They're gonna try to tear down your doors and they're going to try to eat you. Reports of cannibalism are up 800% in Gotham City. There's nobody left you can trust out there." Molly then says, "Damn, they're all gonna believe this crap, aren't they?" as she puts the radio up to her ear. As Poison Ivy, who's going by the name Queen Ivy now, says, "So you're angry too, aren't you? At all of them up there?" Molly replies, "Yeah. I'm angry. Not at the people though, I'm angry at the systems manipulating the people, the ones making them so afraid." Ivy asks, "You really want to fight for them, don't you, Miracle Molly?" She replies, while working on the gadget, the core belief of the Unsanity Collective is that everybody has been traumatized by the world as it exists right now. They all deserve a chance to become what they could be without that trauma. Master Wise has built a machine that erases that trauma and the baggage from your past, to let it go without giving up your mind or your skills, to help you become your best self. I mean, hell, look at you. You have the power to collapse this whole city with the thought. If you could let go of all your baggage and all your anger, you could be one of the greatest heroes in the world. Ivy says, "You have an interesting perspective, but I think you are too optimistic about the people up there. They have succumbed to their fear over and over again. To cater to them after they've helped make this world is not something I could do. I am not prepared to let go of my anger. My anger and my baggage gave me the tools I need to survive." Molly replies, "I think a lot of people up there feel the same way. I think that's why it's also so dangerous right now. I just wish I could use the mind machine we built on everyone and free this entire city." Miracle Molly then pauses and says, "Oh crap, I think I just figured out what Scarecrow was going to try to do. I need to get Batman before it's too late." We then see Simon Saint talking to Peacekeper-X saying, "Our hope is to bring in Peacekeper-01 alive. We can still contain effects of the outbursts and repackage him into the hero we need him to be. We must have compassion for Sean because he's a young man being manipulated by a monster. We are a force for good in Gotham City right now. We want to save them because we want to save everyone and bring order to the city. But should that not be possible, your Peacekeper-X armor's adaptive nanotechnology costs 500 million more than what Peacekeper-01 is working with. Your weapons will tear through Sean's armor like it's tissue paper. And if this goes south, that's precisely what I expect you to do." He replies, "Yes, sir." If you guys don't know what's going on, watch our previous episode to get you all caught up. But in summary, Peacekeper-01 has been poisoned with Scarecrow's new fear toxins, which is making him go crazy, so Saint sent out a new Peacekeeper, a more powerful one, Peacekeper-X, to bring him in and exterminate him if he won't come in peacefully. At this point, we see Peacekeper-X track down Peacekeper-01, who's going crazy saying, "There's something wrong with my head, it hurts, can't think." Peacekeper-X then puts his hand out with armored robots behind them saying, "I know, Sean. That's why Mr. Saint sent me here. I have a sedative on hand that will stop the pain you're feeling. Scarecrow is in your head and he's making you do all these terrible things, but you haven't done anything he can't take away. We still want you to be our hero, Sean. Let us help you." Sean looks at him saying, "I don't understand. What are you?" And as the fear takes over him, it makes Peacekeper-X look like a demonic mechanical Batman. Scarecrow then starts talking in Sean's head with the technology he's poisoned him with, saying, "Batman, Sean, Batman won't let you become a hero. Batman won't let you save Gotham City. Does that frighten you, Sean? If you want to save Gotham City, you're gonna need to kill him." At which point Sean says yes and starts attacking Peacekeper-X. Mr. Saint then tells the Peacekeepers he's taking the peaceful option off the table. "Peacekeepers, take him down, like the lowly dog he is." Peacekeper-01 then superheats his blade, absorbing the gunfire, and slices through the robots like butter before attacking Peacekeper-X yet again. They start trading blows, but ultimately Peacekeper-X says, "Stand down," kicking Peacekeper-01 through a building. But before Peacekeper-X can finish the job, he sees the shadow of a bat on the ground with robot parts landing around him as we see Batman swoop down, punching him across the face. Batman then lays into the Peacekeepers and Peacekeper-X, saying to Simon Saint, "Trying to clean up your mess, Saint, or just trying to destroy the evidence?" He replies, "No, Batman, I think this is still very much your master cleaning up all of Gotham, and I will not allow you to interfere." Saint then tells Peacekeper-X, "Ricardo, we can't afford subtlety with Batman in the field. He cannot be allowed to apprehend Peacekeper-01 before we do. You are now fully sanctioned to use your full artillery." Ricardo says, "But sir, this wasn't designed to be used in urban settings." Saint says, "Gotham is no longer an urban setting. it's a war zone. And my word is law. Bring him down. And we see that Scarecrow is listening to this somewhere, laughing to himself. After some more fighting between Batman, Peacekeeper-X, and the Peacekeepers, Peacekeper-X finds Peacekeeper-01 and charges his cannon to 100% to finally take him down, which blows a hole right through the building, with Batman watching, saying, "You maniac, what have you let loose in the city?" He replies, "Order, Batman." This is what order looks like as several magistrate robot drones fly overhead. We then see on the next page that Peacekeper-X only got a partial hit and Peacekeper-01 is still standing. At this point, Peacekeper-01 starts fighting Peacekeper-X again and destroys his light cannon. As Scarecrow starts talking to Sean, manipulating him, saying, "That's it, Sean. Show him who you are. Remind him what he is. Nothing but meat and bone beneath your mighty fists." As we see Sean beat Peacekeper-X to death. At this point, Saint gets desperate and tells his people, "We need to self-destruct the Peacekeper-X suit and the robotic drones." They tell him, "Sir, that could take out the entire city block." He replies in tears, "You don't think I know that? Do it." They say, "Yes, sir," as they blow up a whole city block with Batman barely escaping. As Batman gets up from the explosion, we see Miracle Molly put her hand out to him, saying, "I know this looks bad, but this is only the beginning. I know how Scarecrow is getting into people's minds. I think I know what he's gonna do next," and we're running out of time. And with that, issue 14 comes to a close, so let's jump into issue 15. Issue 15 opens up with Saint in the Magistrate's skybase saying, "Ricardo, I want his body recovered from the rubble. I want to see it, whatever's left, with my own eyes. Maybe there's still a way. Maybe his brain is still intact. There are stranger things in this world than a living brain." He then looks at his people saying, "What are you waiting for? Get me his body." At this point, one of the people says, "Sir, there's a call from Mayor Nakano's office. He has a question about the explosion in Midtown." Saint then says, "No, not now." At this point, another one of Saint's employees comes up to him saying, "Mr. Saint, I thought you should see this. I did some digging after some reports of a poison ivy appearance in a raid in Alleytown. So I ran some seismic tests and scans of the city, and I found something concerning. There's some kind of plant growth in the cave systems under Gotham. A vine system growing up through the bedrock. If Ivy uses her abilities to their full extent, she could collapse all of Gotham. It would be worse than when Gotham was a no man's land." He grabs his employee saying, "Gotham City is insane. It's filled with dangerous criminals and they all should be destroyed. The city should be wiped from the face of the earth." A man replies, "Sir, if Ivy gets her way, that might actually happen." Saint then says, "Give me that tablet," and tells everyone, "Listen, I want all of our forces, drones, and peacekeepers to converge on my mark. I have a new target for them." Back in Eden, we see that the Insanity Collective is tending to an injured child, and Poison Ivy used her powers to dull the fever and pain. At this point, the Insanity Collective's leader, Mr. Wise, starts talking to Poison Ivy, and he tells her about his past. He tells her how he built the mind machine to erase trauma from people's minds, and how he also used to work with Jarvis Tech, aka the Mad Hatter. And when he worked with the Mad Hatter, he went by the name Dormouse, telling Ivy that the military sponsored their research into the secrets of the mind. But when the funding vanished, Mad Hatter's madness didn't. But he wasn't menacing, it was childish, innocent, almost, but it allowed me to continue my work. He continues talking about morality, essentially, trying to make Ivy realize maybe she should help out Gotham with her powers. Elsewhere, we are taken to the sewers where we see an injured Peacekeeper-01 in excruciating pain, while he asks himself, "What did I do? Oh my God, what did I do?" A voice then says, "You did what you had to do for Gotham." And on the next page, we see it's the Scarecrow right in front of him, continuing to say, "Saint Nanotech is binding with you, interfacing with your nervous system. His technology is in your mind now, same as mine." Peacekeeper-01 then looks at him saying, "Scarecrow, you're a villain, a bad guy. I can't help you." Scarecrow replies, "I'm not a bad guy. I am a doctor. It's the city that's bad. It's sick, and I have the cure." Peacekeeper asks, "What's the cure?" Scarecrow starts walking with him saying, "You are, my boy." We are then taken to Miracle Molly and Batman. Molly asks Batman, "Do you know I was wondering the other day what it would be like to see you in the middle of a big citywide crisis? I didn't expect you to be so calm. Aren't you scared?" He tells her, "Of course I am, and I'm not just scared, I'm angry. But I have allies and friends that help me get through times like these, and I need to do what I can to bring it all to an end, without anybody else getting hurt." She says, "But that's not possible. Of course people are gonna get hurt." He tells her, "I know, but it's what I reach for whenever this happens, to save as many as I can." They then arrive at Gotham 2.0, where Batman asks, "Why are they here?" She replies, "The Mind Machine. It's a device that Master Wise has built that can strip away your memories and all of your trauma. It gives you a blank slate so you can reboot your life, become who you were always meant to be. I helped Wise refine it after it went through the process, so I know a few things the other members of the collective don't know. Namely, that the machine doesn't just erase memories, it records them into itself. It helps the machine know the kinds of memories that need to get erased without taking away your ability to walk or speak a language or drive a car." And I was thinking, down in Eden, Scarecrow is trying to push things right now, trying to traumatize the whole city. What would happen if he got his hands onto a machine loaded up with a few hundred people's trauma and weaponized it, turned it into a kind of trauma bomb on the city? Batman tells her that makes sense, but the magistrate would have dismantled that machine when they took control of this place. She tells him, "That's the other secret I know. Topside is just the interface to the real machine. It's the Monitor, but the real deal is tucked away. We always knew it would be a target if anyone was willing to understand us enough to know what it is. She then says, Batman, meet the Mind Machine, as she takes him down to it. Once down there, Batman is attacked by Breaker, Miracle Molly's friend, but we find out Scarecrow has already gotten to him and is controlling him to guard the Mind Machine. At this point, Batman asks, exactly how strong is he? She tells him, I'm pretty sure he could punch Superman and he'd feel it. Batman tells her, that's not encouraging. She says, sorry, I'm good at building stuff. Those gauntlets on his arms are some of my best work, but let's see if I can dismantle my handiwork without getting squished. At this point, she does just that, and with his gauntlets off, she says now he's just a 400-pound wall of muscle. Batman then tells her, I've handled worse, as he takes the guy down with just 2 hits. Elsewhere in the sewer, we see Scarecrow take Peacekeeper-01 to his makeshift mind machine and tell Sean to lie down. He continues to say, I'm going to evolve you, Sean, and then together we can evolve all of Gotham City. Then back in Eden, we see that something's going wrong with Ivy saying, wait, that feeling, no, not here. I knew this would happen. I knew society wouldn't let me have any peace. It's time to tear down the city and let nature reclaim it as her own. And as the issue comes to an end, we see the Magistrate has infiltrated Eden. And that brings issues 114 and 115 of Batman to an end. I keep saying it, but I'm digging this Fear State storyline a lot. It's been pretty solid all the way around, but what do you guys think? Let us know down in the comments. First on the list for the week of February 2nd is Batman issue 120. This is part 3 of the Abyss story arc by Josh Williamson and Carl Kersey, and the new Batman Inc. crimes have landed them in a high security prison. Batman believes the only way to help his old allies is to break them out, but they don't want his help. Meanwhile, Batman Inc.'s mysterious benefactor uses the chaos to enact their plans, but finds themselves lost in the dark against Abyss. Next up, we have Fantastic Four Reckoning War Alpha 1. In a time before the Kree, Skrull, and Shire empires, before the emergence of Galactus, before the birth of Asgard, there was the First War. The greatest war to ever rage across the multiverse. Today, it is reignited. This is the day of reckoning. And all that stands between all of reality and revenge from the dawn of time are the heroes of Earth, the Fantastic Four, and the mind of Mr. Fantastic. Third on our list, we have Star Wars Crimson Reign issue 2. Kira sends 2 killers to do what they do best, to continue with her plan to plunge the galaxy into chaos. The relentless force-blinded Ochi of Bastoon and the mysterious unstoppable Deathstick each have a target, and nothing will get in their way. Next up, we have Savage Spider-Man issue 1. In this new series, Peter Parker finds himself at the middle of the biggest, most wide-ranging adventure he's ever had, and out of the gate, he is turned into a savage beast. If you're a fan of the webhead, this looks like a fun one. And last but not least, we have Dark Knights of Steel issue 4. This has been a dope series thus far, giving us a medieval Game of Thrones style look at the DC Trinity. If you're not reading this one, you should be. And that's gonna bring today's episode to a close, but if you like today's Batman themed episode, check out this one to my left, your right. And if you like the channel, subscribe, like, and comment. It helps the channel grow and all that fun stuff. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.